You're now listening to the show about the shit in life that's just a bit too much from the perspective of stand-up comics. With our hosts, Carmelo Bongiovi and Ken Krantz. This week's topic, Abraca-Danny. With our guest, Danny Braff. This is A Bit Too Much.
It's also crazy the amount of stuff that is on TLC that is like quote unquote cancelable. Like I don't necessarily care, but like stuff that's on TV right now that like if a comic was doing a joke about this subject, they'd get canceled. And then they're like,
it's kind of like TLC, like reality shows and and cartoons are the only ones that are allowed to say certain, exploit certain things because like Family Guy can make any joke and not get canceled.
South Park,
no,
it's just. Yeah, so there is a way to do it.
Yeah, but it can't just be a person standing up there talking about it. Then that person, then it's like, oh, you're a person who's making fun.
TLC is like, well, maybe if we put the word learning in our title, people will not realize that.
Well, I guess that it used to be actually a learning. Like that TLC wasn't always what it was now, where it's like all these shows are just like, like a family of people with like dwarfism, a family of, people who are morbidly obese, a family of, whatever, Mormon, polygamists.
Those are good ones.
Those are good ones.
I like the Mormon ones.
I enjoy like the Amish ones. Those are fun. Those are fun to watch.
Raymond, the Amish comic? Have you ever worked with him?
I know who he is. I've never worked with him.
I want to work with him real bad.
I want to ask him if it's true. Like I want to know. You remember the movie Witness? Like, I want to know how accurate that was. Mm-hmm. Like, can you just go stick ice cream cones in their face and they can't do anything?
No, you're thinking of British soldiers.
No, I'm thinking of. You remember the movie Witness?
I never.
Harrison Ford.
No,
he's a cop and an Amish kid is a witness to a murder. And Harrison Ford's protecting the kid and gets shot and they bring him to this Amish farm.
Okay.
And he sort of like embraces the Amish lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And he goes into town and he's with the Amish and there's tourists in town who are making fun of the Amish. And one of the tourists takes his ice cream cone and rubs it right in the dude's face. And he's like, they can't even do anything back. And then Harrison Ford punches him out.
Got it. I don't though. That's not an Amish principle though, right? Like
they can't. There's no violence no matter what.
There's no.
I don't know if that's true.
Unless it's their wives, then they're allowed to beat with fucking old leather, century-old belts.
I know very little about Amish, but don't they do the thing where it's like at a certain age they just go and
Rumspringa?
What's that? That's called
Rumspringa.
Fuck everyone.
So it's you can leave when you're like 18 and go see the real world and then decide if you want to come back.
Yeah. It's a thing you have to do.
But if you
don't, right? I think it's a thing you have to.
I don't know if you have to, but if you say like, oh, I'm not into this Amish thing anymore. I want an iPhone. Then they're like, okay, but you're
shunned.
You're like excommunicated.
Right. There was a show, Breaking Amish, that was very much about that. It's kind of old now. It's very funny. Like, was
it the Breaking Bad logo?
Bring it with the block, the 11 blocks. But so like that's all about that, and then they go out, right, and then the film crew sees them leaving the because they're not really inside the community because it can't be. But then they see them leaving, and they're like on this like Rumspringa. But then like, dude, I mean, they went on. I guess because it was an elevated Rumspringa for these people because they were also on camera and they were getting fame.
Yeah,
I mean. Drug addicts, like they're like someone of them got pregnant. Yeah. Like it was a whole. Those people became disasters.
Didn't you know kids like that, like in college,
parents that were too strict,
whose parents were so strict they never did anything, they never drank, they never smoked weed, they never did drugs, and then they get to college and there's nobody watching them, and they go off the rails.
Yeah, those are the people you want to meet on spring break to hook up with.
Yeah,
you're like, oh, this is great. I'm going to show you. It's going to be like you're Aladdin. I'm going to show you a whole new world out there, But so like I took my daughter to Pennsylvania, Lancaster, Pennsylvania, which is like
don't they have all like the weird like Balls in Mouth, Pennsylvania, like their weird town
what?
names. That's not a real one.
No, you're right. No, you're right. You're right.
They have Intercourse.
Oh, yeah,
Intercourse.
like
That's where we stayed.
Balsacky or something. Yeah,
no, dude, we stayed in Intercourse. That's our
Intercourse.
Airbnb, which is hilarious.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
Intercourse, Pennsylvania.
They have a sign that says "Welcome to Intercourse" that gets stolen like every 6 months.
I wonder if that is. I thought this when I was there. I remember I had the conversation with my wife, but she wouldn't indulge my like train of thought. She's like, I don't know, whatever. Like, is that because there's only a certain amount of things you can do as an Amish person? Like, is Intercourse like the act? Like, it's called Intercourse. Was it really called Intercourse because of sex? And if so, is it like, are there a bunch of towns named like that because it's like, oh, this is actually like this is one of the only things we do.
Yeah.
Like, it's like next to like a butter churning. Like, do they just have things named after the few things they're allowed to do?
Yeah, there's like just the Tipville.
I don't think Amish people play just the tip. I'm pretty sure it's always just full on.
Do you think Amish people are selfish lovers?
100. I think the men are definitely selfish lovers.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that the women.
I think anybody super religious is not generous.
I
in
think.
bed.
Yeah, right.
Is it a religion? Is Amish a religion?
I don't know.
I think if a woman.
I don't know. I don't
Let's
know.
No, I
work-
don't
let's-
think
let's book,
Amish is a.
Raymond and
I'm pretty.
ask.
Amish is a culture, but I do think that there is a like. What are? Yeah, are they
Are they
just
like Mennonites or something? Is that a
Mennonites are
thing?
different. Mennonites are like Amish, but with like a little flair. They're a little spicy Amish.
Whatever.
Like, yeah, they're allowed.
Amish.
They're allowed because when you go to. So when you're in Lancaster, if you go to like an ice cream shop, you're being served by Mennonites. They're allowed to have electricity around
They
them.
make such good cheeses and ice cream.
Great
And
dairy
in
stuff.
Flemington,
Yeah.
which is where I grew up. There's a Amish market that's just like they're only open like Fridays and
Yeah.
Saturdays, and it's so good.
Yeah. No,
Like,
I'm
they
with
make
you.
these pretzels and they're everything. They're dairy.
The pretzels,
The
dude. Yes.
The stuffed pretzels are so good.
Dude, there's a pretzel place in Intercourse, Pennsylvania. I was just there I guess it was like 2 years ago. So I'm such a fat ass. Everything about me is about food. Like
I'm a
I
big
just,
food guy, too.
you know what I mean? Like I'll have whole vacations from my family be around like where are we gonna fucking eat the whole time? If I do a gig,
the way I'll travel for comedy, I'll also travel for pizza.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I went on a 4-hour each way, 3-hour each way to go to some place with like a pizza. Like it's crazy. I'm a big food guy.
Yeah.
Was it worth it? Were you like, oh, this was?
It's my favorite. I've had it before. It was my favorite pizza spot.
Wait, where was this?
It's in Flushing, Queens that I
Okay.
like a lot, but it was like far in, and after you get off the subway, you had to transfer like 3 times.
Gotta let me know. I
And
grew
then
up in
walk-
Queens. Let me
and then
know.
Walk 45 minutes. It was like it's my favorite spot. I like it a lot. I wouldn't do that again.
Wait,
Yeah.
what's the name of the place?
I forget off the
If
top of
let
my
me
head.
know
I
offline
forget,
because I grew up in Queens and
if I drove, I would
if
drive there in a heartbeat. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to do that travel again.
Oh, I'll go very, very much out of my way.
Yeah.
For good food. Like if I am in another state for whatever work reason, I know there's something that's I'm like, this is gonna take me an hour out of my way. I barely have the time to do this. I will fucking find the time.
I'll book gigs for
That's
food.
that's amazing. Like,
I'll book gigs around where I want to get food.
Yeah,
There's a
100%.
place in
I'm with you.
I bet Carmelo will.
Providence is like one of
Yeah.
my favorite food cities. My favorite burgers in Providence. Best lobster I've ever had in Providence is like 5 places in Providence I love. So I'll like whenever every 4 or 5 months I'll reach out to Providence bookers and be like, okay, I'll try to book gigs because I want the food.
I'm so with you, dude. That is the best experience to me. I like also I don't get to do it a lot because I have a wife and kid, but like I love to travel alone, be alone in a city where I could just fucking go wherever I want to eat, to like walk around and eat wherever the fuck I want. I'll do some research on it. It's my favorite way to fucking travel.
I'll get an appetizer at one place and then I'll go somewhere. I'll go to 3 places.
Yeah.
And get small bites.
I could
So
tell that you are that way
obsessed.
because of what you said about the Amish. Like you're like, there's so much like to observe when you're in like Amish country, but you're like the market, the food, the cheese. I'm the same way, dude. I'm
So
like,
good.
oh yeah, they're gonna make great ice cream.
So
I feel like I'm watching myself get pushed out of this podcast in real time. Like I'm going to show up next week and the two of you are going to be hosting, talking about food.
This is gonna have a food podcast.
It's been a fun last episode.
No,
for me.
you can come on as a guest. You could be my old Ritu. But I just
Dude, what about Connecticut? Have you had
pizza?
Don Pepe's pizza?
yeah, they're good. They're very good. They're all very good.
Sally's.
I think that's
They're
some.
great.
I think that might be the best pizza I've ever
Don
had.
Pepe's, Sally's, right? Sally's the other one.
Yeah, I've had
There's
them
like
both.
two. There's
They're
like
great.
3 or 4 in New Haven.
There's places that I like. They're both very, very good. They're What do you think about fucking Portnoy's reviews? I think they're like kind of. I don't agree with a lot of it.
You know what the problem is?
I don't even watch. That's the dude that takes like
Yeah,
one bite.
the one bite everyone knows everyone that eats the whole pizza. Yeah. The problem is, I think with him, and I think this is about food reviewers. We had this conversation with Casey Webb. He's also he could destroy a place.
Yeah.
You know, a place that's.
I disagree. I don't think he's destroying places. I think he's making places. If he gives if he gives you a bad review, it's not affecting people that go somewhere. Are going there no matter like.
Oh, I see what you're
so
saying.
He's not hurting anyone's business. He's only improving businesses if he gives it a good review.
I don't know. What if you're in that place and you're like, this is fine? People are easily swayed. Like you're like, it's your neighborhood place. You're like, this is fine. But I also watch his pizza reviews and he said it's shit.
But if you've been there 5 times and it's the place nearby and you've already gone, you're not going to stop going.
That's true.
Not a lot of people have their own, like some people just don't have their own minds. I don't know. I always look at what he shits on a place. But yeah, you're right. He's probably also making places.
Yeah, there's
super fucking famous.
Oh no, I couldn't even tell you where. It was somewhere around here, and my wife and I stopped in for pizza, and they had his picture up, and Portnoy was here, and it was.
Oh, dude, what's the place?
And it was good, but I couldn't tell if it was like my wife keeps telling me there's a place about 45 minutes from us. She's like, it's the best pizza you've ever had in your life. It's only 45 minutes from here. And I'm like, yeah, but within 10 minutes from here, there's 5 pretty great places.
Yeah, that's right. I'm a pizza snob.
Yeah.
So I don't want.
Oh, see, I'm. Yeah.
There's a place.
Want pretty good. I don't want very good. I want the best or none. There's a place I'm going to Baltimore in a couple weeks. There's a place in Baltimore.
Baltimore's got great food.
Yes, very good food in Baltimore. There's Pauly G's, which is in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite pizza spots.
Yeah, Pauly G is great.
I love them. They have a location in Baltimore as well, but they don't have they have similar menus, some of the same items, but some different. They have an item that's like they call it their Trenton mustard pie.
Yes. That's the pie in Trenton that my wife keeps telling me that she wants to take me to.
So I've never had the one in Trenton.
That's the exact place.
So there's this place in Baltimore they went to that place in Trenton, which I've never been, which I'm blown away. I should. And they based it off of it and they made it their own version, and it's my favorite pizza ever. So I should go to the one that now I would go with you.
All right. So yeah. Oh, my wife's going to be so mad. I'll be like, listen, I'll go because Danny wants to go. And she's going to be like, you fucking scumbag.
Because the one in Baltimore is like one of my favorite. It's incredible. It's so weird and different. They put mustard under it, which is like, it's weird.
Sounds weird, yeah.
It sounds weird, and it makes me think you wouldn't like it, but it's great. And they credit this place in Trenton. So
you know what I'm going to do? You guys just about 2 hours after this ends, just listen very carefully because you're going to hear my wife's head explode. Because I'm going to go home and be like, Danny Braff mentioned this mustard pie in Trenton. He says we got to go.
Yeah, he says great.
And then her head's going to explode.
But I haven't gone to the Trenton place. I've just gone to the place that knocked them off.
Well, the problem with the Portnoy places is that now they're the problem as a consumer, as just a diner, is that some of these places are so popular that they'll be where it was just like a local popular place. Now there's like lines down the fucking block. And there was a place, and I forgot the neighborhood in Jersey. You had a gig at Dojo. You put me on for a guest spot, and I was like, I'm going to leave early. I'm going to go get pizza at this place that was like highly rated, and I forgot the neighborhood or whatever it was. I got there, and they were like, oh, you had to call that in. It's like a 4-hour wait. I'm like, for a pie of pizza? It's a 4-hour wait? So I ended up going to a place down the block, which was also pretty good, but I was like, didn't get to have the place.
Dojo?
No, I drove so far out of the way.
Was it Delicious?
That's the place that I was supposed to go to.
That's right by Verb. I'm going to be there tonight. Like,
what neighborhood is that?
It's Raritan.
Somerville?
It's in
Raritan. Yes.
So they
is it great?
It's very good. And
I'm so bad.
I could probably help you. But the guy rules, and that place rules, and the owner's great. But I was going to say that's an example. Portnoy comes in. Everyone in town knew he's the best.
That's the one.
Portnoy comes in.
Now it's bringing people from out of town,
from across the country.
So that's not that. So
people fly in. It's
really
fucking nuts.
Well, dude,
Portnoy said in the review, you go, it's worth driving 4 hours for, and now people are doing it.
So I was from Westchester, going to Dojo, and that is nowhere. That's very out of the way. But because I'm the way I am, I gave myself enough time to go do that, and then I got there. They said that, and I was like, oh God! Well, I'll hit you up next time.
When Bobby does Verve, he only does Verve because he wants that pizza.
Oh, really? Yeah.
He'll do the show, so it's like not for the show. It's like the show's an excuse to get the pizza.
Right. I will go very out of the way. Back to the Amish thing. So when I went, So yeah, the difference, but by the way, between like Amish and Mennonite, like, so when you go in the ice cream store, let's say, it's like Mennonite serve it because they're allowed to be like near electricity and stuff. But I'd go to all these places, and I like, look, sometimes when you're like a fucking fat ass like that and you're traveling with people who are not like that, it's hard because I'm like, I'm trying to pet in all these things, and my wife's like, look, we're here, we're sightseeing, we're going to see, farms with our daughter. And I'm like, yes, I want to do all that. But I don't think you're allotting enough time in each day for like good food. So I'm going to all these Amish markets and I'm buying like, because it's like, it's funny because we pay so much money for like organic shit, right? And everything there is organic, really, because they're making it so simply.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, so I love going there because I'm like, oh, I get to have this, like, it's not expensive. It's just like their local market. You're not paying like top tier pricing at an Amish market.
It's also weird that it's like also like they accept, isn't that whole thing of no electricity, but they use credit card readers?
Yeah.
They figured out how to take your money real good.
Right.
That will use technology.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a trade-off for how much those towns are also exploited, I guess, but on their own, like, it's because of them. Like, how much you feel like you're exploiting. It's weird. It's a whole town where you feel like people are inside of an exhibit of a museum. Like you're walking around watching people just live their lives, but you feel like you're watching them through a tank at a museum.
You know what a Sabbath goy is?
Or a zoo, I should say.
You know what this?
Oh yeah. My dad used to be one. If this is what I think, if it's for the observant Jews, they'll have somebody who's not observant come in
and like do their lights
and turn their lights on. When my dad was a little kid, my dad was Jewish, obviously, but they weren't super observant. My dad would go he would go to the neighbors and do that.
So they could have electricity, but they can't touch it.
It's just cheating. They're just cheating.
They're cheating. Now they've got them on timers, and it's like, what are we doing?
They're cheating. So
you're
instead
cheating.
of flipping the thing, you have someone else flip before you. So they go
right.
out.
It's like, well, the point is that you're not supposed to have it.
Right.
Just touching the thing isn't the problem, right?
Yeah. Me flipping the light. That's where God's going to be like,
you touched it.
I wonder if the Amish, for the credit card readers, if they have some sort of
like an Amish goy.
Yeah, an Amish goy.
Well, they might. Well, they kind of do. They have the Mennonites. So the Mennonites are very much dressed like Amish people, but they are allowed to have certain things. Granted, they still are like getting around a horse and buggy a lot of times, but like I think they have electricity in their houses. They have like at least some like battery powered. You know what I mean? Like there's a little bit.
You know the protests in like New York where like you don't even see them anymore, but when the horse-drawn carriages were like a thing.
Yeah.
Like they were mistreated. I think it'd be funny if Amish people on horse and buggies, people would just boo in New York. If someone were like, there's a point if someone were in those horse, people would just boo him. It'd be funny if Amish people were using it, people were booing the Amish. No, it's not. It's not.
Dude, it's so weird when you walk around Lancaster though, because like you're just watching like a family go to the church or something.
Yeah.
Like you're watching a family in a horse and buggy, like the dad's fucking doing it. He's got like his family in the back or the kids are in the back. It's like a lot of times you see like it's like a 2-cart like a 2-row thing. She's like a whole family. And you're like, I'm here to watch you. Like, it's a weird thing that if you think about it, you're like, I booked a vacation here to go, look, like I'm telling my daughter, look,
honey, look at the weirdos.
Right. Like it does feel like I didn't think of it when we booked the vacation, but once I was there, I'm like, oh, this feels shitty.
Yeah.
Although it is a town built on tourism money. So, right, like they do know that and they're okay with that because in the sense it's like that's where a lot of the income for the town is. Like that Amish market is making that money that it's making because tourists will go there and buy their cheese to bring home as opposed to like if it was just their community, there wouldn't be that much money.
Yeah,
so I guess
why would you buy the cheese when you make the cheese?
Well, you might go to a market, but it's only your town, right? So it's like, but then you get people like us. You're like, oh, well, like,
do you think they have like different prices for like?
Yes. Here comes the dumb white
tourist?
Dude looking guy. Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
If you're Amish, it's probably like barter or just give me some coins.
It's different currency.
Yeah, just wooden nickels.
Probably the price on it. I would imagine they have a price on it, and that's the dumb tourist price.
You're right.
But if you're a local, you
just know the price.
Yeah,
you just know.
You're like, cheese is $2
less than
rupees.
You just give them your daughter
2 rupees,
and they're like, you can have all this stuff now.
I'm such a food. I like Did I tell you about when me and Devin got kicked out of Fogo de Chao for eating too much?
No.
Wait, how do you get kicked out of Fogo de Chao?
This
That's
is
their whole
awesome.
gimmick.
But I don't even know what that is.
Fogo de Chao.
Remember we were talking about Casey Webb about the Brazilian
Oh,
meats?
Brazilian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the
Like-
stopper,
like
the
meat.
red and
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome. Fogo de Chao rules. So there was a new
So
Fogo
good.
de Chao that opened in Bridgewater, and me and Devin, like 3 days after they opened, me and my buddy Devin Hall, comic, very funny, we decided let's get high and go to Fogo de Chao. And
That's
eat
great.
An
That's a
obnoxious
great
amount
place
of-
to go when you're high,
Like
yeah.
let's eat an obnoxious amount of food. And the thing with Fogo de Chao is it's like not meant like it's kept at a price point, like it's pretty expensive, where it's like not meant for fatties. Like fatties will go to a Cracker Barrel to eat all you can eat,
Right.
but like.
But when you get the fatty who likes good food, not just any food,
yeah,
right?
like, I'm
Then
willing
it's
to
yeah.
spend-
Well, that's the thing about fatties is you don't expect them to like good food.
Yes.
Right?
You think
Like
of like
it-
a person on a cruise just at the shitty buffet. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but like there's a cross section of fatty and foodie, right?
Right? So- and
That's
I'm-
us.
and
We're
I'm in
both
that
those.
I'm in that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like at a price point that's supposed to turn people like me away. It's supposed to be for like anniversaries. But like I found I'm going. And so we go.
By the way, it's a way better sit down with another dude than it is to take a chick, because they're not going to eat the way you're going to eat.
No judging. And we went in.
Well, they're not going to eat the way you do. They're wasting
for
money.
sure, yeah.
Like my wife would be like, "Oh, let's get some salad at the
yeah,
buffet thing." I'm like, "No, we got to clear our stomachs for all the meat."
We went. Yeah,
You
we went
know?
in with a game plan.
Yeah.
So, but we get there, and immediately there's a little hinder in our problem. Like immediately we sit down, waiter comes up, goes, "Danny?" And I go, "Fuck."
Oh no.
Like the guy had been to a couple shows. The guy goes to every once in a while.
Yeah.
Which now it's like I'm still gonna eat a lot, but like it is.
You feel like someone's
It's
watching you a
embarrassing.
little
Yeah,
bit.
now you're
Yeah.
feeling judged.
Now I feel like I'm being judged. The person now, like even though it's a stranger, I don't really know him, but he's someone
Yeah.
who knows who I am.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not like he's been to shows, I'm like this guy, whatever. I'm still doing it. And he's like, I come to blah blah blah. We go to the buffet. They have the. Because you go to the buffet first, but you don't get too much because same thing.
Yeah, you gotta
save
like
it, but
yeah.
I'll pick at some stuff. They had this candied bacon that was really good. We cleared. There was, let's say, 80, 90 people in this restaurant. There was a tray of bacon that was meant for the restaurant. It was 80 people's worth of bacon. And we had we left 3 pieces.
That's a lot of bacon.
It's a lot. That's a lot of bacon.
We left, then they start coming, and we're
Also, you just said I'll have a little bit of
Yeah, but
what's
that's
at the
all
buffet.
we just had the-
but you just did the meat part of
just
it.
in the meat part of the buffet.
It's a kind of like still on game plan.
It's still on game plan, right?
Because it's meat.
Yeah. So then they start, and you know they have the red. They have a thing that's red on one side,
Right,
green on the
right.
other.
Yeah, right.
When it's green, they keep giving you meat. When you turn it red, they stop. But it's like pause. We didn't realize that. We thought red means you're done.
tapping out.
You're done. Yeah. A lot of people I think that.
So
yeah.
So we just left it green the entire time and just kept taking.
Yeah, you thought if you turn it red, they bring you the bill, you're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just kept going. And then Devin, I would turn some stuff away. They go, "Hey, do you want this chicken, whatever?" I go, "I don't want chicken. I don't want. I don't
steak,
want
steak only.
All of a sudden, he's a king. Away with you.
You do kind of feel like that
yeah.
because that's the whole vibe. There is you're like, I'll take a cut of that, please.
But then Devin wasn't doing this enough. Devin wasn't
Waving
Devin
him off.
So he was taking the shit stuff, and then he would he would get a lamb chop. He would go lamb chops. The lamb chops there aren't great, to be honest. But he would get 2 and realize I'd got 1. I would eat it, but whatever, it wasn't great. He'd get 2, and he would. So he's building up
He's had a lot of uneaten food.
He's got a lot of uneaten food to the point where it's like noticeable and like kind of embarrassing.
Got it.
So then I go, "Hey man, do you want me to?" Because this is too much. This is significantly too much uneaten food for one person. But if I took half of it and made it seem like half of it was my uneaten food, now we're good. So I was like Jesus. I came in, I saved him.
Like fat Jesus.
I took a couple of his uneaten lamb chops. I didn't eat him, but now it's just now the division's okay. I go, but you can't do that anymore. So then we keep eating. It's like so long. We eat a retarded amount of food. And then the waiter that recognizes me comes over and goes, "Hey dude, you're the man." He goes, "Do you want free dessert on me?" And we go, "Thank you in a little bit. Appreciate it though."
Like, we're not ready for
Like, no, it's coming now. It's coming right now.
We go, "Thank you. We're gonna keep eating meat, but thank you." And then he walks away, and then we're both high, and we're paranoid, and we go, was that because he recognized me, or is that like their business? Is that how they go?
That's how they get
is
you
that
out.
How they go get out?
Right,
Is that how
right.
they go? Like if he presented it like it was because he recognized me.
Yeah.
But is that them going, "It's cheaper for us to give you a free dessert than it is
For you to keep eating our meat.
So we keep
And not even fully eating it.
So we weren't fully like even aware But we that crossed our mind, but then we kept eating.
Yeah.
Another 45 minutes. And the guy comes back. He takes our plates, puts dessert menus, and goes, "What do you want? Dessert's on me."
Oh yeah, that's got nothing to do with your comedy.
Dessert's on that. And then,
Well, I think there's also they probably also the uneaten stuff plus the amount of time you were there.
Yeah.
They want to turn that table.
Danny's like, that's how I learned I was a fat ass and not that funny.
but then I do. I'm still high, and we're looking at the dessert menu, and I'm like, ooh. And I go, he wants the Trish cake, but I want like the lava cake. I go, ooh, let's do both. I go, both. He's standing right there. I go, let's do both. And then Devin, he's like, here's, and Devin goes, I think he was only offering us one free dessert.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you know what though? You're right. You are right to think that because sharing a dessert. I mean, people share desserts, but like you shouldn't have to share a dessert.
But also,
you do that with your wife. You don't do that with your buddy.
Yeah, like you're both like
we'll take the Toll House cookie pie and 2 spoons.
Yeah,
for me and Dave
but
here.
then he was like, but then we had to look at him and go, "Can we get 2 free?" He goes, "No," because the dessert. They do charge for dessert, which is weird. You think?
Well, you could have probably paid for one, but he was saying one free dessert.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because really, he wanted to get you guys.
Yeah, he wanted to go, but and here's where it was a problem. If he wasn't someone who, if this was at a place that I wasn't being recognized and the waiter didn't know who I wasn't a customer at my shows, I would have taken the free dessert and then gone. And now more meat.
Yeah. But you did read it. You were like, all right, they're trying to.
What would you like for dessert? A cheesesteak, some wings, some more of that lamb.
I mean,
meat?
look, they don't. Fogo de Chao doesn't say you. They might have a time limit. I was gonna say they don't say you could only eat so much. It isn't all you could eat.
They would have. I would have been okay. It would have made it very. If I went now more food, it would have made it very uncomfortable. But if it was a person that I'm never going to see again and don't care about, I would have.
Yeah.
Why not? Who cares?
For the story.
Yeah. I don't leave a place like that until I physically cannot put another morsel of meat in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like that's what, because you're right. It's not cheap. Like you are there to maximize.
What is it? I don't
steak.
even have like an idea.
78, 80. It's like 80 something bucks.
But that sounds like a good deal.
It is a good deal.
Yeah. No, it is for what
a
you
good
eat.
deal.
For what you eat.
Like
but
you'd pay that at a restaurant for just one regular meal.
Right.
But
no, and you
for
can eat, and you can
it
eat.
It is
like
on the higher end of like if you go to another all you can eat. If you go to a buffet, it's not. Like if you go to a Chinese buffet, it's $18.
Right.
Yeah, right. For an all you can eat, but because it's also like you're eating like really good steak.
Yeah, really good. It's really
like
good.
it's great,
and it's seasoned well. It's good.
They come out with this shit on like a skewer and they just slice it
feels
off
like
for
you're
you.
at like a nice restaurant. It doesn't feel like you're at a chain.
Right, it's like a white tablecloth, like legit. It's a nice place, but you could just eat like a fucking animal there. It's a great place to go with like guys. Would you just like let's go fucking eat until we can't breathe?
I don't think it's that many guys. I think it's a lot of couples that go, and I think going on a date.
I agree.
It's a horrible date.
It's a better place to go though with guys.
Yeah, but not enough people do that.
Yeah, people go on dates. I've done it. My wife and I have gone there, and I'm like,
but
this is a mistake.
Now you're wasting your money.
It was a waste of money.
Because you don't want to be a pig in front of your date.
Right. Maybe when you're married.
Yeah,
because you don't care
when they got nowhere to go.
Yeah. Right. You're like it doesn't. We're both going home, and you better live in a place with 2 bathrooms. But but it's not like my wife will not eat 4 pounds of steak. Like she'll have a few cuts of steak, and then she's like, I want to have some salad. I'm like, all right, this is a waste of money.
Yeah.
But I've gone there with two of my fat ass friends, and we have gone to fucking town. Like just been like, don't touch the buffet. Like we won't even get up to go to the buffet. It's like I just want slice after slice after slice, and I'll stay there as long as I can.
The problem with that thing is if you're maximizing money, that's the move. But the buffet stuff is good. There is
sure
like shrimp, and there's good stuff on the buffet.
Yeah,
that is worth getting.
Yeah, but
they're
often?
Probably hoping to fill you up on the buffet stuff, so
absolutely.
you don't.
The first thing they'll tell you,
of course they are.
When you sit down, the first thing they'll be like, "Oh, why don't you go check out what we have?"
There was a fun moment where they bring they tell you to go check out the buffet, but there is good stuff at the buffet.
Yeah,
it's like
all the food's good there. Yeah.
It's like yes, if you're trying to rip him off, just eat only the steak.
That's what I'm going
for. But also, if you do enjoy, like you can enjoy the food at the buffet. It's
right.
It's good stuff. But then the other scam they do there is they bring you not with they just force it on you the fried banana things and they bring you like 3 side dishes just automatically. It's fried and the way the woman comes, there was some woman there whose job it is just to refill whatever these sides are. And she comes up and goes, "Would you like some more fried bananas?" And I'm going, this fucking idiot. They just opened 3 days ago. I was like, these are fried plantains. I was like, this idiot. This is her job. Her job is to refill the fried plantains.
Right.
And she thinks they're fried bananas. Like her only job. her only. Like she goes. If someone goes, hey, what's your job? You go, I refill.
I'm the fried banana girl.
The fried banana girl, and she doesn't even know what her job is. She doesn't know what her job. So I was telling people this, because I thought it was kind of funny that this girl, her job, she doesn't even know what it is, and she's saying the wrong thing. It's her only job is to refill fried bananas. She didn't know. And then someone was like, no, they are fried bananas. I go, no, they're not. And then I looked it up, and they were fried bananas.
They actually are fried bananas. Well, it's not a thing you typically do to a banana, but it is a thing you do to a plantain.
Yeah, so I just assumed.
God, I'm so fucking hungry now. Like, all I can think about is fucking food now. You're like, this fucking idiot. All I can think about is food now. I mean, I will literally, it's on my mind right now. Like, I have to go pick up my daughter from school after this.
Yeah.
And all I'm thinking, like, what do I do between?
Yeah.
Like, what am I going to eat on the way in the car to my daughter? It's all I think about. It's all I think about. If I had half of the ambition.
I'm surprised you're not a big food guy.
Hey, fatty.
Yeah, that was a nice way to call you fatty.
Yeah, you don't look great.
No, I know it. Yeah, but I'm not. I mean,
You look like you eat a lot. Go ahead.
I guess I'm not.
You're
like,
losing
I
weight, though.
appreciate what?
I think you're losing weight.
I am losing weight.
Yeah, it's upsetting. It's annoying.
Thanks, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone keeps asking if I'm on that fat medicine.
Ozempic?
Yeah, but I'm not.
I mean, you're not losing. I wouldn't think you're on the.
People are asking.
You're not losing that much weight.
Everyone.
You're not losing
People are saying it
Ozempic
in the
weight.
streets.
Yeah. I was like, who said this?
Have you checked Twitter? They're
Twitter's all a buzz.
No, you're not losing that much weight.
No,
Let's slow down.
I appreciate good
Jenny
food.
Jenny Craig is DMing you going, what's your secret?
I appreciate a good meal. I like going to good restaurants, but I'm not like, oh, let me figure out how to go 3 hours out of my way because I heard the burger here is better than the burger here.
Burger?
It's different.
What's your favorite burger?
I do like I like Minetta Tavern's burger
It's
so
not as
much.
good as it used to be.
It's agreed. I've been going there for a very long time.
Yeah.
You're right. It has, because I went there semi recently, and I was like, oh, I kind of remember this being better. I would put that up there, and then what's the other one?
Have you done Red Hook Tavern?
Yes.
It's my favorite.
That's a
Number one.
great,
It's unbelievable.
great
That's my
fucking
favorite.
burger.
Is that in Queens? Where is
it's
it?
in Brooklyn.
In Brooklyn, Red Hook,
It's
yeah.
unbelievable. It's expensive. You have to make a reservation a month out. But whatever.
That's one of those, like,
How
it
much
gets
is the
listed.
burger?
It's like a $30 burger.
I remember the first time first time a $20 burger came along. There was a restaurant when I used to live in New Brunswick, and they started serving a $20 burger.
Is that the one in
the upstairs of
stage left?
Stage left.
My parents
Stage left burger's fucking great.
He legitimately knows every fucking.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed.
It's where Stress Factory
Yeah,
is.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to find the. Maybe I was there a bad night. I wasn't as impressed. Everyone said
I haven't had one in 10 or 15 years, but when I lived there, but I remember thinking like $20 for a burger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I ate it and I was like, all right.
Well, the
that
meat
was
they're
worth
using
my
it is not,
$20.
they're not putting just like chuck in there. It's an expensive burger. It's expensively made burger.
But this place
Red Hook
Tavern, I always loved it. And I just some podcast, Tim Dillon and on Mark Norman and Sam Morello's podcast this past week, they just did a whole 10-minute segment on how it's the best burger in the country.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck. I go, it's gonna make it. It's not. It's already hard to get.
It's already like if
it's
you're
already very hard to get. And
I'd imagine your algorithm is a lot like mine,
and
and it's all food. So like, get a lot of food in your algorithm. That one makes all these lists of top burger.
It's the best, and it's great. But I think this video that got millions of views of them talking about it for 10 minutes is going to make it harder to get.
Yeah. Well, and you gotta I'm looking at all these best burger, best pizza. Those are the ones I always want to know because it's there's so much of it out there, but there's such good ones out there that are more hidden gems.
What's also bugs me sometimes I'll just Google whatever city I'm in, best burger, whatever city, Chicago, whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel like these lists are sometimes AI. I don't think a lot of these websites. I don't want to.
No, for sure they are.
Not actual.
Yeah.
There's not a person going, this is my favorite.
The better way to do it now, unfortunately, is going on social media and seeing people talk about it.
Yeah.
That's the better way to actually figure it out now because you're right. They are just pulled. Or it's you get a Yelp list. It's that's not what I want. I don't want distance to me. I want to know. I'll drive.
Yeah.
I'll fucking drive.
Yeah.
Really far. for this good burger.
Yeah.
But then when you're in a certain city, you like want maybe sometimes you want the thing that city's known for. Like I love doing that too.
Yeah,
you know what I
when
mean?
I
Like
was
if you're
in-
in Chicago, I love going to a steakhouse in
posted this-
Chicago and
I
like
posted a clip about it when I was in Buffalo a couple weeks ago. I was asking everyone what the best wings were, and everyone was saying there's a place called Adolph's Tavern.
They got to be good wings if they stuck with that name and were like,
Yeah.
to never have rebranded even.
Yeah. There was two places that kept coming up. I posted. I did it. I said it on stage. It was there was 9/11 Tavern and Adolph's Tavern.
9/11.
And then so the person said 9/11 Tavern. I go, is this? Is it? It's 911 Tavern. You fucking idiot.
I had
And then they go, no. It's NINE dash E. It's actually
Oh,
9/11.
wow.
9/11
It's
spelled
9/11
out.
spelled
That's
out.
How
that
long
is
has
so
that place been
funny
there?
because
They've been there.
And then the person goes, I feel like I'm doing the bit, but it was a Craddock moment.
Yeah.
They go, yeah, it was before 9/11, and I go, okay, but then you got to change the name.
I know.
Yeah.
Then you have to change
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah.
I go, if Hiroshima Waffles had to change
Yeah.
their name,
Right. Yeah.
Auschwitz Town and Grill. Like you got to, even if it's good, change it.
There was a point in time when people would name their kids ISIS, like that ISIS was the
Yeah,
name. People
yeah.
like you just can't do it anymore. But,
But
yeah, why would
I
you?
went to Adolph's.
Adolph's.
Best-
Okay, but hold
best
on.
wings I've ever had.
Hold on. Okay, so you could certainly be an establishment that's been in a town before 9/11. How fucking long has Adolph's been there? Because I doubt it predated World War II.
Well, there's still people with the name Adolf. There's a documentary. I have a bit
Like
about
someone
this,
named
too.
it Adolf after World War II.
There's
Probably.
There's a
I'd imagine.
documentary. That I have a bit about it as well, but it's called Meet the Hitlers.
Yeah, about the
Have you seen
Hitlers
this?
in Long
Oh,
Island.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't watched it, but
there's
I've
multiple people named Hitler.
yeah.
And they're not related,
Change your
and they
name.
just it's like, what, yeah. And they started the documentary where they asked everyone, why don't you change your name? And then one of the Hitlers was like, why don't you change your name? And
Because
I'm
my
like,
name's
"Oh,
not
yeah."
Hitler. Yeah.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
dude, it's not like, look, my last name is Bongiovi, okay? I definitely get the like, oh, you really, yeah. And it's Bongiovi, which is also the way John, one of my cousins is convinced we're related to him, by the way. I'm not convinced. But, so you get the like, oh, and my first name's Carmelo. So you get like Carmelo Anthony, John Bon Jovi, right? People make comments. It's okay. Those are not bad associations for me, right? If you're Hitler, just once you're 18, you're changing your fucking name.
Right.
Also, why hasn't someone a long time ago changed it and now changed the name for ongoing generations?
Yeah.
They're just like, this is me. I'm just, it's
very weird.
It's my name. I'm not changing it. Dude, that is one of the few.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if your last name is Bon Jovi, you could be annoyed by it, but you don't have to change it. If your last name's Hitler, I'd argue you have to change it.
Well, that's also weird. Was names? There's a comic that I've never met him, but I see his name on A Club's websites frequently. Named Kevin James Thornton. Have you ever seen this guy?
No.
He has a dry bar special. I don't know. I'm sure he's good. I don't know. But I just go. You can't. Kevin James is already
Another
extremely successful.
comedian name. Yeah.
It's a comedian named Kevin James, and then you're trying to make it in the same exact industry.
Yeah.
You can't have Kevin. You can't just add
And
Thornton.
even if it's your name, but
Even if
like
you guys
that's
go
probably
by
his
Kevin
name.
Thornton. Just go by Kevin Thornton.
Yeah.
Or KJ or James. There's so many.
Well, then, so I talked about it, and then I saw there's another comic, a third comic named Kevin James something else. Like, there's three comics. Like, it's a very weird.
But one has Thorne on the end, so I guess that's kind of. But why just go by Kevin Thorne?
Go by Kevin Thornton because you're gonna your whole life you're gonna get a soap. People are gonna go, oh, like Kevin, like the.
Yeah, they're always gonna say it.
Did you have a stage name for when you did magic?
Not a stage name, but like my website and whatnot. And like, I wouldn't have people call me. It wasn't like, hey,
here's the great Braffini.
Yeah, I wasn't that, but I did go. I did. My website was Abraca-Danny.
I think we found the.
Well, that's your
I think
website
we
name,
found
is
the
that?
name of the episode.
Abraca-Danny.
Oh,
Well,
that's
it's between
fantastic.
Abraca-Danny and Touch of Tism. That's both solid fucking. But that was a website name you're saying, right?
It was my website, and like I don't know.
But how would
Yeah, it's
they
really
introduce you? Like,
my
what?
name, dude.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I mean that does feel like you should like. All right, here's Dan. Here's Dan. That doesn't sound very magical.
Well, they would say my phone. Not when you do it like that, you fucking bad host. That's what we were talking about before. You want someone to
Dude, my
confidence.
name has been butchered so many fucking times. It's like when I hear you're saying people butchered your names, I'm like, those are easy names.
With like,
how do you fuck up Ken
two
Krantz?
syllables?
It's not that they're butchering it; they're forgetting it, and then they're
Yeah. But I've had people like only have read my name, so they Bongiovi. You know, they do that. Like,
I mean,
you might not know how to.
Yours is easier to remember because it's famous.
Right.
Easier to remember, but if I didn't pronounce it for you, you might, if you see it on paper, you might mispronounce Bongiovi because like Giovi. You know, like it might if you don't
say it. Once you say it, you go, "My name's Bongiovi." They'll remember.
You forget how you don't realize how unforgettable I am.
Then,
you could still forget me.
I was at a show at the Comedy Shop in New York, and someone introduced me as Zach Braff, and the audience was so disappointed. I have the audio. Actually, if I send you the audio, you can plug it in.
Yeah, let's put it in.
Yeah. You could see the audio. I think I saw it. But
did they think Zach Braff was going to be there doing stand-up?
I think they did. I think they.
I remember
he's
one.
a comedy actor that it was like whatever.
Right. I guess it wouldn't be completely crazy that Zach Braff would do a stand-up set. Yeah. Right. Like he's not a stand-up though, right?
Yeah, he's
like,
not a stand-up.
But
he's not a stand-up. But you know, how many of these guys? Fucking Seth Rogen has done sets. He's not a stand-up, but like you know.
Yeah, sure. But you could so Zach Braff, and then you're like, what the hell?
And then you're disappointed that an actual comedian who knows what he's doing shows up.
Yeah, who's a good comic. Yeah. But but you know what? There is an element of that these days because now stand-up's become a thing that like celebrities or like TikTok stars do. So it's believable.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, maybe he's trying stand-up. Everyone's trying stand-up now.
Anytime I see anytime you see like an actor is doing stand-up now, my first thought is like, oh, what's gone wrong? Like, because it's usually they got Me Too'd out of the industry. Like it's usually something, Jeremy Piven, like there's something about to come out.
Yeah, but now I think people just want to be comics now, which is a weird thing, you know? Like it used to not be. It's like it's not a fucking fall behind job like a real estate agent. Like it's not something you should just fall back into.
Or the YouTube people, they're just it's a way to make more money.
Yeah.
How many people are like? How many people are? I don't know. How many people are just doing it and other than like
trying it out?
Yeah, but not for Me Too. I think there's
no. Now that's what I'm saying. I think
Madonna.
I think that happened for a while where people were like, "Oh, I want to be a performer. Maybe I'll try this out because things haven't gone well." Now I think people are like. Kind of didn't like John Mayer try it for a while and like, right. But that might have been in that like I think now that was a while ago.
Blake Griffin,
what's that?
Blake Griffin. I forgot about Blake Griffin.
Yeah. There are quite a few people I think now, especially the internet
and they're
stars.
doing it on the top. Like Blake Griffin did it top of career. Like
yeah. But now there's like internet stars that are like getting popularity and they can sell a weekend or whatever and they're trying it and they're not great.
A lot
They're
of
not great.
What's also interesting is that the amount of people shitting on him, and you know, we've worked with a ton of them at Stress, and some of them are really bad.
Some of them are good though.
Some of them are really good.
Well, but the ones that are good, you find out. Oh, I've been doing stand up for years. This is the thing that I broke for.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
They were trying.
There's been times where I assume they're going to be bad because I'm just assuming because they're the TikTok.
Yeah. That's.
And then there's been ones where I'm like. The amount of times that someone will they're just putting these TikTok people and then they go and the argument that all established comics will say is they'll book them once, they'll bomb, people won't come back.
Yep.
And then I worked with some of them, that is the case, but I've worked with some of them. I go, every audience member here left having a great time. Not all of them,
right? Yeah,
but some of them they are crushing. Maybe they're not as good as. Technically, as
they're not as polished.
Maybe they wouldn't do so good if you saw them at the Comedy Cellar on a showcase without people knowing who they were.
But all these people that knew who they were left having a blast and probably will come back to see.
Yeah. There's a good amount of people doing it now that are like that. Yeah. That are like, all right, I'm going to capitalize on this, but I actually have an act, and it's pretty good. And for my fans, it's going to do well.
Yeah,
there are certainly.
And then there's the Hodge twins. Have you ever seen that?
No, I don't know who that is.
Dude, it's bad.
What do they do?
They're two twins that do workout videos and right-wing stuff, and then they go up and they jerk each other off for an hour.
Oh.
They just go on stage and like do this for like 30 minutes. Literally.
Check them out, the Hodge twins?
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. And so they just have a bad act.
They don't do it anymore. But they did like 2 or 3 tours, and then I think...
Isn't that infuriating? They had a tour.
They did it.
They went on tour and did
tour.
That's fucking infuriating.
Everywhere you hear it was bad. They were bad.
And Dan, thanks so much for coming on. I want you. Fun. Can you plug? Anything you have, a website or whatever? This is going to come out probably in a few weeks, by the way.
Okay.
It's Abracadab. It's Abraca-Danny.
Go to abracadanny.com and watch the magic unfold.
Follow me on Instagram at Danny Braff. I don't know when this is coming out, but if May 25th is that.
Might have already. Just say it anyway. Then
May 25th, I'm going to be headlining the Port in Baltimore. Come to that. Follow me on Instagram. Send me nudes. I'd appreciate that. And I'll see you sometime soon.
Yeah, you heard him say how hard it is to hit on girls at bars. Send him a tit.
Send him nudes.
Well, don't just say blanket nudes. You might get a lot of dicks.
I'll take him.
Beggars can't be choosers.
If someone make you feel good about yourself, right? Yeah. If a dude's sending you a dick pic, you might still be like, oh, well, that was nice that they thought I might enjoy this.
Yeah,
that's still kind.
And then June 5th, I'm going to be opening for Drew Lynch at the Dojo Come in Morris Plains, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh, we plug the Dojo here all the time. Such a great club. Go check it out.
All right, A Bit Too Much podcast on all the socials. Like, follow, subscribe. Well, we've never done that before.
Yeah.
We love you.
That was autism.
that was the same as my congratulatory bow at the end of that magic trick.
I have never thought to go, you wonderful people. All right, bye.
All right.